Hey, my friend, today we're going to talk about how to make money in the markets without trying to make money in the markets. What you talking about, Willis? Okay, so what we're talking about is focus. The way to be successful in trading, it has to do with focus and focusing on the right thing. And the right thing is not to focus on making money, ironically, even though we trade to make money. Well, wait a minute, do we? No, we really don't. Because money is a means to an end. We don't need more pieces of paper, if that's even what money is. Actually, that's not what money is, right? It's just, that's a representation of a value. And you put it in the bank and it goes away and the bank, gets to leverage it 10 to 1 on mortgages and stuff like that. It all becomes little numbers in a computer somewhere. So, but for our purposes, not to get too technical about the monetary system, what we want is what money gives us. So what does money gives us? Well, it can give us, what does it give us? It can give us security. It can give us freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. It can give us the ability to travel. It can give us enjoyment in the sense that we can provide for our kids. I've got 2 daughters in college, and so it can provide for their education, which is very, very valuable. Your retirement security, oh my gosh. And so what's that? That's an emotional thing, right? And money is very emotional. And so that's really why we trade. It's not for the money, it's for what the money can give us. Now, so that's the first thing, is we focus on that. So I'm going to do a 2-part series here. When I trade, and this is a little bit more trading psychology, is I don't think about the money. Here's what I think about. I think about blind people. Blind people. Yep. So there's an organization that I contribute to called SEVA, seva.org, seva.org. I'll put the link down below if you're interested. And here's the cool thing about SEVA. For $50, you can heal a blind person who would otherwise be blind for the rest of their lives. So think about it. So if a child is blind or a young person's blind, that affects their whole life, right? That's a domino effect, especially in a third world country. Now, they're probably not going to get married. They're not going to probably get a job. They're probably going to be street beggars for the rest of their life. So as if being blind wasn't bad enough, now you're economically impoverished, socially embarrassed, and just don't have a nice relationship, a family, all that kind of stuff. Horrible, horrible. So how can you heal a blind person for $50? Well, in some of these countries, they are so economically disadvantaged and technologically and medically disadvantaged that they don't have something as simple as cataract surgery. And so where it all comes down, where the rubber hits the road, is that some of these people just have cataracts that eventually blind them, or at least make them legally blind. And now here in the US and many other countries, cataract surgery is routine. It's not a big deal. But in other countries, they do not have access to it. And it would cost them so much money, they can't afford it anyway. So what we do is, I say we, just not officially legally part of SEVA. I'm just a person who donates money. But still, they're dear to my heart. So I'm going to say we. So what we do is we have doctors who donate their time. We buy the machines, and they go over there and they do the cataract surgery for people who have cataracts that are so severe that they blind them. So for $50, we can leverage our money. It's because over there it goes much further. And for $50, you can heal a blind kid. I mean, who wouldn't do that? Okay, so back to trading. So when I'm trading, one of the little techniques that I use is, instead of thinking, oh, I'm up $50 or I'm down $50, I'm going in every day and I'm thinking, all right, how many blind kids can I heal today? Wow, puts a whole different perspective on it, doesn't it? How many blind kids can I heal? Now, my biggest challenge, I'll be very transparent here, my biggest challenge in trading was always over trading. That was my biggest problem. I didn't have some common problems other people do, such as moving my stops, taking my stops out before they get hit, letting the market turn against me. Never had any problem with that at all. My biggest problem was just over trading. I wanted to trade more than I should, more than the market gave me good high probability setups. So, and the money, just thinking about the money, it wasn't enough dissuasion, if there's that word, dissuasion. It wasn't dissuasive enough to help me break the habit. So I shifted my mental focus to, well, how many blind kids can I help today? So obviously I take a percentage and send it. But so if I own $50, I say, there's a blind kid healed. So what this did for me, at least, and I don't know if this will work for you. We're all a little different psychologically. But what it would do for me was like, okay, I got to be more cautious here. Because if I don't make any money, I can't heal any blind people. If I do make some money, if I make $50, one person is now given sight for the rest of their lives. Now they can get married, have children, be secure, get a job, have self-respect, get out of their bad situation. Again, the domino effect. But now to the other side, to the prosperity side. And in fact, I read a story from Siva the other day that one of the people underwent the surgery, the cataract surgery, actually later went on to become a doctor who then donates time to Siva and helps heal other blind. I mean, my gosh, it's just, that story really touched me. So, man, can you imagine? We have that ability. We have that power. So, what it did for me psychologically was it said, okay, hey, I've got to, I can't be reckless here in my trading. Okay, this is too important. It's just not about having an extra $50 didn't really mean much to me. So it didn't apply enough pressure for me to be more disciplined. But when I thought about somebody being blind because of my actions, then I thought, ooh, this is serious. If I don't make money today, somebody goes blind for the rest of their life. Now, that's a heavy duty thing, right? May not work for you. I'm not telling you you should do this. It works for me. It works for me. So, but that's a lot of pressure, right? If it's too much pressure for you, come up with your own. I'm just sharing with you, one idea, one concept. And when you go into trading, focus on something that's meaningful to you beyond the paper money. What does that money do? Think of whatever your own charities are, your churches, your missionaries, whatever is really meaningful to you. That's the one you should choose. Choose mine if you like it, but just choose one that's dear to your heart. And when you're trading, think, okay, I'm going to give a percentage of my trading winnings to this organization that's very important to me, that touches my heart, that I put value on, because that's all money is. It's a measurement of value. But beyond the value, what does it do? I mean, really think of it concretely. And if you're giving whatever, 5%, 10%, whatever you and your family decide to do, then when you go into your trading, think, oh, well, percentage of this is going for that. So I need to be very, very, very careful, very conservative, but balance it. Don't get too conservative, right? Don't do something that freaks you out so much where it's so important to you that it stymies you because you're afraid. So there's a balance there, and you kind of measure that in your own mind and be self-aware. Okay, is this scaring me where I'm immobilizing myself because it's so important? In that case, then that's not the right one to choose. So one you really care about, but it's not going to create that kind of fear and immobilization, because then you're not helping those people anyway. Okay, so that's the little tip for today. It's helped me tremendously. I hope it helps you as well. And, I'm going to end with this. I forget who said this. Somebody, it was on a podcast, I think, and they were talking about, leading with your heart, whether it's with your business or whatever, and finding your passion. That was it, finding your passion. And the person who was interviewing them said, well, how do you know when you found your passion? And the interviewee said, when it brings tears to your eyes. When it brings tears to your eyes. When your eyes start welling up with tears and it affects you, the emotion starts to come out physically. Then you found a passion. So that's a little way to perhaps measure it. All right, so that's it. I'd love to help you in that journey. I'd love to help you with your charities, your the things that are meaningful to you. And this is how we can change the world. This is how, and by the way, I struggled with this for a long time. It's like, well, what good am I doing trading? What contribution am I making to trading? I can see being a pastor, being a missionary, being in the health field and helping people, but trading, am I really helping people? And so I had to ponder that, think about that, and meditate about that for a little while. And finally, what I came up with was this very thing. Yeah, I can help a lot of people. I can help more people. If I make a lot of money, then I now have the ability to help even more people than if I was just, say, a physician. I can only, see so many patients every day. Still fantastic thing, great thing. But if I'm wealthy, I can reach so many, thousands of people, millions of people potentially, depending on how much wealth I have. I mean, look at Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, the dramatic changes they make in the world. Just fantastic. I have so much respect for them. So I kind of hold them as my models. I'm not even close to their level, but that's my approach to trading. This is why I'm doing it. This is what gives purpose and meaning, and why trading is providing value in the world, because I make it provide value to the world, because that's how I invest my money. All right, so you decide what's right for you, but I think if you try that, you might find that your whole trading psychology shifts, and your whole feeling about what you're doing shifts. And if you've had any guilt about trading, which, by the way, I've noticed some people have guilt because they think, oh, I'm just making all this money, or it's all about the money. If you think about this, it's not about the money. It's about what that money can do. And money can be used for good or evil, like a lot of things. If you use it for good, then your trading is a very important contribution to the world. And it's your choice how you use that. So, my friends, I'd love to help you get there. I'd love to help you. And this is why I teach as well, is because I can help so many people with the money that I make, but I can multiply that by helping other people make money and contribute, and by sharing this message, which I do with all top dog traders. I can't enforce this, but part of our culture here is that we ask and we expect that everybody who becomes successful through top dog trading contributes a percentage that their family decide to donate to their charities. And that's what top dog trading is really all about. That's the bottom line. So I want to help you on that journey. Get my rubber band trade. I give this away for free. Just go to rubberbandtrade.com and start your journey there. It's a free trade setup. Test it out, simulate, test it, demo test it. Once you start making some money with it that way on paper, then just go to small contracts to get used to trading with real money on a very small scale. Once you're consistent on that for a while, then you go up to the larger contracts. But I want to just give you this trade setup so that you can get on the path without making any investments yet, and just prove to yourself that it works. But when you do it, try it with this new attitude, this new approach, this new focus of what trading is all about. Again, rubberbandtrade.com. So that's it, my friends. If you have any questions, feel free to type them below. I am going to be doing some question and answer videos in the future. So if you have any questions you'd like me to answer in those videos in the future, send them to me. Well, just type them down below in the comment section. That's the best thing to do. And I'll look at those, and I'll create the Q&As around those topics. So let me know what you want to learn about, and I'll answer them in future videos.